I thought our marriage was perfect. Marcus and I had been together for 10 years, married for 7. He was my rock, my best friend, the man I built my life with. We had a beautiful home, 2 amazing kids, and a love I thought was unbreakable. I trusted him completely, without a single doubt. That's why, when I saw the message, my entire world shattered into a million pieces. It was a Tuesday evening, just like any other. I was making dinner, the kids were doing their homework at the kitchen table, and Marcus was supposedly at a late work meeting. My phone buzzed on the counter. It was a message, but it wasn't for me. It was for Marcus. His iPad was sent to his phone, and the notification popped up on my screen. I usually ignored his messages, respecting his privacy, but this one was different. The preview was just a few words, but they were enough to make my blood run cold. Can't stop thinking about last night. It was from a name I didn't recognize, Chloe. My heart started hammering against my ribs. Who was Chloe? What happened last night? Marcus had told me he was working late, stuck in a budget review. I tried to tell myself it was a mistake, a misunderstanding. Maybe Chloe was a colleague, and last night was about a work project. But my gut, that deep, primal instinct, was screaming at me that something was terribly wrong. I picked up the iPad, my hands trembling. I had never snooped before. It felt like a violation, a betrayal of the trust we shared. But that single message had already planted a seed of doubt that was rapidly growing into a tree of panic. With a deep breath, I unlocked the iPad. His message thread with Chloe was right there at the top. As I scrolled, each message was a dagger to my heart. It wasn't just one night, it was months. Photos, inside jokes, plans for secret meets. They had a whole other life, a secret world I had no idea existed. He was telling her things he used to tell me, calling her nicknames that were once mine. The man in those messages was not the Marcus I knew. He was a stranger, a liar. I felt sick. The smell of the dinner I was cooking suddenly became nauseating. I turned off the stove and sank into a chair, the iPad clutched in my hands. The kids looked up, their innocent faces filled with concern. "Mommy, are you okay?" my daughter asked. I forced a smile, trying to shield them from the storm that was raging inside me. "I'm fine, sweetie, just a little tired." But I wasn't fine. I was broken. My husband, the man I loved and trusted with my entire being, was living a double life. I confronted him when he got home. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I was eerily calm, numb from the shock. I just held up the iPad. The color drained from his face. He started with denials, then excuses. It was a mistake, it meant nothing, he was going to end it. The usual script. But the words were hollow. The trust was gone, and I knew deep down that our marriage, as I knew it, was over. That one message didn't just expose his secret. It exposed the fact that the life I thought was real was a carefully constructed lie. The days that followed were a blur of pain and confusion. It's one thing to suspect infidelity, but it's another to see the proof laid out in black and white. Every memory we had shared suddenly felt tainted. Was he thinking of her during our family vacations? When he kissed me goodnight, the betrayal cut deeper than just the physical act. It was the emotional deception, the years of lies that unraveled me. I felt like a fool for not seeing it, for being so blissfully unaware. Deciding what to do next was the hardest decision of my life. A part of me wanted to fight for our marriage, for the family we had built. But another part knew that the trust, the very foundation of our relationship, was obliterated. How could I ever look at him the same way again? How could I ever believe a word he said? He begged, he cried, he promised to change. He swore he loved me, and that Chloe was a mistake he regretted more than anything. I saw a therapist. She helped me understand that his actions were not a reflection of my worth. It wasn't because I wasn't enough. It was about his own issues, his own selfishness. Slowly, I started to untangle my identity from his. I was more than just Marcus's wife. I was Alina, a mother, a friend, a strong woman who deserved honesty and respect. In the end, I chose to leave. It wasn't an easy path. The divorce was messy and heartbreaking. Telling the kids was the worst day of my life. But staying in a marriage built on a lie would have been a disservice to all of us, especially our children. They deserve to grow up seeing a mother who valued herself enough to walk away from a toxic situation. They deserved a home filled with honesty, not secrets and pain. It's been 2 years now. Rebuilding my life has been a journey. There have been good days and terrible days. Days where I missed the man I thought he was, and days where I was furious at the man he turned out to be. But with time, the anger and hurt began to fade, replaced by a sense of peace and strength I never knew I had. I focused on myself and my children. We created new traditions, new memories, a new life that was ours and ours alone. I learned that you can love someone with all your heart, but you can't control their choices. You can't make someone be faithful. The only thing you can control is how you react when your world is turned upside down. You can let it destroy you, or you can use it as a catalyst for reinvention. I chose reinvention. I found my strength, my independence, and my happiness again. This experience, as devastating as it was, taught me the most valuable lesson of all. My worth is not determined by someone else's inability to see it. If you're going through something similar, know that you are not alone, and you are stronger than you think. The end of one chapter is the beginning of another, and you have the power to write a beautiful story for yourself. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe for more stories like this.